it's really hard to wrap around the saddle horn. But like this one here, hey everybody. The phone is cricket. I'm gonna do a quick video on dally wrap. Basically, what a dally wrap is, inner tube. You get it from a tractor tire. This is basically, that's what it is. It goes on a saddle horn. It grips dally wrap, if I can explain it correctly. It goes on your saddle horn, so when you're doctoring the cattle or team roping or ranch work, you know, it keeps that rope from sliding. It grips it, keeps it in place. And basically that's what it is. That's a quick description about it. It's this inner tube cut. It's usually cut. It's cut. I try not to go over an inch. If you get it too wide, it's really hard to wrap around the saddle horn. But like this one here, I try to keep it just. You don't want to get too wide here. I usually stay about right here, a good inch. So that makes it easy for you to wrap it around the saddle horn. So when you do these, I'll show you how it does it. This is how I do it. People might do it different. Like nowadays they sell it where they put it on for you. That's probably cost hundreds of dollars, but these here is pretty cheap. Save you some money. But if you rodeo a lot, you know, you go through inner tubes like crazy. If you rodeo or team rope, you always got to have a bag full of dally wraps because they wear out so fast. Because when you're jackpotting and rodeoing at the same time and you use that same saddle, you know, everything will go fast, especially if you're competing in team roping, jackpotting. So, I mean, that's what I meant to say. But like I say, if you use it, if you go to both of them, you know, your inner tube wears down quick. So once you compete, you always got to check it. And you always got to watch these fingers. They always like to get bit because everything's moving so fast. But yep, I'll show you what kind I got. So this is the inner tube. The ones that they sell on at Big R are smaller than this. They're probably half this size up to right here. But these ones are a lot longer. So I'm going to use 3, then probably 2 of that one. I could probably use another smaller one, half this size with this one. I could probably just use 1 of these and 2 of these. But I'll show you real quick how I do it. And let's check it out. So the first one I'm going to use are the long ones. See these ones here? When I do these, I try to get it tight first, the first one, but from this video, I'm just going to put it on fast. And I usually go like this. I always stretch these. I should be sitting in the saddle, but like I said, this is just a little fast introduction of how you do it. It's good to have a hoof pick so you can slide it down. But that's one. You always want to get it low because that's where the rope's going to. I usually pull this and go like this. Work my way up. But like I said, this is just a fast way to do it. I can go one more, but I'm going to leave it like that. And like I said, I can go. See how loose it is still? Let's see. I should be sitting in the seat, but like I said, ow. You know what I mean? You can go good with that, but I'll put on the third one, the smaller size. Right there. That is the big inner tube right there. See, this is how it goes on right there. Right here. That's 2 of those long ones plus a short one. I'll do another one on the other inner tube. I'm using a smaller size now. Basically the same way. when you do these, you're on a horse. Basically just goes like this. Just a little quick introduction real quick. I'm just going to use 2, but I could put 3 on. So like I was telling you at the intro, heading, there's one way to dally. That's this way. If you come up like this, it'll slide through the hand, which goes like that. Healing, you dally this way, walk it like that, or you could reverse dally. Walk it. That's the quickest way. See how fast that way is? The other way, you can go like that. But reverse dally, I see people heal like that, dally like that. Ooh. Stretches the steer quicker. Beginners, when they dally, I was like that too when I started team roping. I always look at the horn and turn. But once you get used to it, it's always there. It won't disappear. It's always sitting there. So when you get better at it, you won't even worry about it. You just dally and go. Especially when you're healing. Boom. But rodeo runs is where you have to, or any type of run, you got to make sure you're doing it safely, because you want to enter the day, you want to go home with all your fingers. You don't want to, I see team ropers, like my hands got a bunch of scars from the dally running, rodeo runs. Everything happens fast. So everything's moving. The steer is moving, your horse is moving, and you're dallying at the same time. So both horses and the steer is moving. Either way, is they're moving. That's why if your horse ducks, he's moving first and the steer is going that way. That's how your fingers get bit, because you're trying to dally and the steer is going right. Then your horse is going left. That's when your rope slides or you miss your dally, and that's how things start going. Once you miss your dally, you're just fighting it all the way till, if you do get it dallied and it's still running, man, that rope will go like that. It'll either whack you two with the tail, or it'll slingshot to your partner's horse or hit your partner, or slingshot to the steer. So you got to be very careful. Both ends of heading and healing, especially at the ranch too. When you're doing ranch work, you're walking slow and the calf's running away. You still got to be careful, because you want to go home with your fingers. You don't want to get them bit. And that's a little brief demonstration of how to dally right there, so you don't slide. And then reverse dally on healing. It's like that, and your rope grips it. See, it won't even slide. I'm pulling it. See, if I went the other way, I could pull it. See? But if I went reverse dally, I can't even pull it. I had to let it, see, finally let go. So I'm saying reverse dally on healing. That's why you stop it quick. But that's a little quick introduction on dally wrap. Like I said, the one that they sell on the market is right here, this size. Right here. Look at these ones. What I sell are a lot longer. Like I said, I would put 3 on. My first 2 would be pretty tight. Then the third one would be kind of loose, so the rope can grip it. It won't slide. Same way on healing, but that's the way I do it. That's my preference. Everybody does it different. Like I was saying at the intro, they sell those. You can put it on here. But hey, some places you go, you can't go to there, because rodeos and jackpots are always out of town. That's why you always got to have inner tube. That will save you from running around or doing all that stuff. But if you don't have none, I always, especially when you're jackpotting, you spend all day roping and you come to the end and you run out of inner tube. I usually look around on the ground, because people burn these up and they just throw it on the ground. They're broken, but I just hold it, wrap it, and tie it into a knot. And it still uses it. It still work. But just showing you a brief introduction on saddle wrap and all that stuff. But like I was saying though, um, you got to be cautious of your fingers. Anybody can get fingers bit, from beginners to professionals. Like I said, everything's happening so fast. That's why you got to be aware of this one. Your left hand, that's the steering wheel for the horse. If you're roping and you go this way, you're already telling your horse to go that way. And your steer is still running straight. That's why I said your horse goes this way. It's always important to keep this right here when you're team roping, until you dally, then turn off. But if you do it the other way, you throw it and you pull your slack, your hands go apart, you're already telling your horse to go left. And he already knows. He doesn't know you have a dally. You're already giving him that signal to turn from the reins. So he's going that way. Then you're like, oh, shoot. Then you're trying to dally. Is how you get your fingers bit. That's how you get your fingers hurt. So I was telling you, everything happened. I got no one to pull the rope for me. But like I said, though, if you try to dally, I'll give you this example right here. If your horse goes left and you're trying to dally, your rope is running like this. So you can get jammed up. You can get right here. Plus, like I said, your horse is going left and your steer is going right. And if you're trying to dally, then your coil, you get your fingers caught in here. You get your fingers bit. I always call it get your fingers bit. That's the way I always used it. I always tell people, don't get your fingers bit. That's the way I described it. But because they will get bit from the rope running. That's why you got to be careful. If you don't know how to dally, get someone to help you saddle your horse, and have someone pull the rope on the ground. Get used to dallying before you turn a steer, because you want to know what you're doing. You just can't jump in there like, oh shoot, what do I do? Some people panic when they rope. Oh, I caught it. Then you hear people dally. Then they'll be looking down. They forget about this hand, and they're signaling the horse to go left, and they're all happy they caught the steer, and that's where everything goes wrong. So you got to be very careful when you team roping or ranch work, anything, doctoring the cattle. But if you're by yourself, you usually you already have it tied on right here. So when you're doctoring the cattle, you know it's already right here. But still, though, you still got to be careful. You still got to be careful no matter what you do. So that's a little brief introduction of a dally wrap. This is what a dally wrap is. Inner tube. It keeps the rope from sliding. It grips it. And basically, it just locks it locks the rope so you can handle the steer, turn the steer for your partner, and it for the heel side, it makes you stretch the legs out so you can get your time. If you don't dally, you get no time, no matter what. Because on team roping is a time event. So on rodeos, the horses got to face like this. They got to stretch the steer out and face each other. That's when the flag drops. Jackpot, when they say dally on the heel, that means when this gets stretched, they drop the flag. That's why you have to dally. Nowadays, older guys, they already have it tied on, so they don't have to worry about this. They just go, let it go. Then it stretches itself, doesn't dally, so it's called tie on. That's how chicks do it too, and older guys. And they have a latch right here where you unbuckle it, it comes right off. But still, though, you got to still be careful. You still got to be careful, because if you have a tie on and you miss your slack and the birdie gets on the foot and it can pop right off, it could come back and slingshot at you. So yeah, team roping is dangerous. You just got to use common sense, you know. Like I said, it always practice. Always do it at the house before you compete anywhere. If you're a beginner, that's one main key in team roping is safety. You got to learn how to control this hand and how to dally. If you don't know both of them, that's when it gets dangerous. That's when people get hurt. So I suggest you, if you want to learn how to dally, go saddle your horse. and have someone pull it on the ground for you, so you'll get the idea. Let them go slow and go fast so you can get the idea of how to dally right. But always keep this thumb up towards the sky. Dally. Turn over like this on heading. Let it slide through here. You let the coils go right here. Slide. You know, it locks it in right here. It keeps it sliding. Heeling, same way. Do this way. That way. Reverse dally. Fastest way is reverse dally. Other way, you got to go one more and lock it. So I've seen people do, like I said, I already explained it. So basically, that's how I do it, and giving you an introduction of on the safety side of team roping, because team roping is dangerous, because you don't know how your horse is going to be that day. They're just like humans; they could have an off day or a good day. So that's just a quick introduction. There you go. Saddle wrap. Thank you guys for watching. Smash the like button. Gets me out in the algorithm. I'm trying to make this channel grow. I don't know what it's going to go from here on out. But basically, this is a quick introduction of what dally wrap is. And basically, how it goes on the saddle. And I describe what purpose of a dally wrap is. And thank you guys for watching. Peace out.